Hi. For the last few days, I've been sharing about my interview magnet tool with you and what it can do to help you stop getting rejected when you apply for jobs. There are two tools in this, the Key Skills Builder and the Interview Passport, that are game changers. The Key Skills Builder takes 3 job postings of your choice, and as you work through the prompts, reverse engineers those postings to pull the hard and soft skills out of them. The Master Skills Builder creates your high-level master core skills list. I've got a client resume here. He's an executive in the security and organizational change space. He has not been getting interviews. There's nothing critically wrong with his resume. I do have his permission to use this, but just as I would you if you were my client, I'm making sure that I protect this client's identity. Anyway, the reason why this client is not getting interviews is because of what he's put into his core competencies section, or the skills section. And that's in fact what it should be called, because that is the heading the applicant tracking system expects to see in your resume. So in general, job seekers understand that their resumes need to have hard and soft skills from the postings they're applying to throughout their resume. They don't realize, though, that that same philosophy must also occur with the key skills section. This, for decades, because hiring was first and foremost experience-based, some people call it pedigree-based, this section was meant to showcase the skills you think you're really shy at. And the thing is, we're still doing that now. Unfortunately, HR software is practicing a completely different philosophy. It's called skills-based hiring. And what that does is set ATS as the initial gate that your resume has to get through. If this key skills section speaks what I'm best at as a foundation, instead of what's baked into the types of security and organizational change executive jobs my client wants to apply to, he is not going to get interviews. Here's what I know. Every time somebody comes to me who has applied to hundreds of jobs, or has been looking for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, and has been lucky to get even a single interview, as soon as I change the words in this skills section from an opinion-based to a posting-based skills section, and then the client tailors it using the interview passport, they start getting interviews. Full stop. I have not seen this fail yet. Of course, there's a caveat. The client is following the directions precisely that I've laid out in these tools, and isn't taking shortcuts, isn't adding things or riffing on something, just following the instructions. Because of how hiring cycles work, once you start applying to jobs with a properly built skills section, assuming the rest of your resume is strong, you can expect roughly 4 weeks, sometimes a little bit sooner, to start getting interviews. In a nutshell, the reason for that is just the way most HR departments run. They typically wait until the 2nd or 3rd week after the job is opened to even look at resumes, or to even interact with ATS to ask it which resumes most strongly meet the requirements of the job posting. And those requirements for ATS purposes are expressed as hard and soft skills. So it brings us back full circle as to why, if this key skills section doesn't reflect what's actually in the postings, you're not getting interviews. So I'm going to introduce you to the Skills Builder tool, and then I'm going to demonstrate it for you as I build a master skills section for this resume. This is the client's original resume. I'm getting it ready for him to use during an interview. Meantime, I'm writing his new resume. If you would like the interview magnet, you are welcome to go to my store online and purchase it. in the comments beneath this video that I've posted, you will find the link to my store. This is my master skills list builder. I've tested these prompts in ChatGPT and in Claude. I'm testing them in Gemini now. For this specific tool, I recommend ChatGPT just because job postings can tend to be a little long. I also have here the client's job postings. There are 3 job postings here, and I'm going to use these in tandem with the skills builder tool to create a master skills list and put it into that resume. I'll then tailor the resume to a specific job, and you'll see the video for that tomorrow. Hey, job. Okay, so I've got my client's resume up again for just a moment. You're going to see in a minute that the first couple of prompts ask for the overarching title in your resume, and that would be security executive and organizational change executive. Okay, so where it says overarching title from your resume, I'm going to change that to security. Okay. And then I have one more sentence for this first prompt. And I'm looking for the 15 hard and soft skills that all 3 postings have in common. That is what will form the basis of the master skills section. So here is the first posting. Now we'll do the second job posting. You want to make sure you select everything: requirements, preferred skills, education. You don't need, for instance, what the benefits are, things like that. So I'm going to paste it here and hit enter. These are the 15 hard and soft skills that all 3 of these security executive and organizational executive roles have in them. This is the correct master level skills section. You would then go on each job you apply to and tailor your resume to it. I'm going to put these skills that ChatGPT identified into a different sheet of paper, and then I'm going to make the original skills list a different color from what ChatGPT identified. And I'm going to alphabetically sort it. And what you're wanting to look for here when I alphabetically sort it is whether or not you have multiple occurrences between the client's resume and this list, which has been reverse engineered from sample job postings. The red font is what was in the client's core competencies section, what the client listed as what he thought were the skills that employers wanted to see, namely what he's best at. The black font is what ChatGPT told me, based on that selection of job postings, are the hard and soft skills that all those postings have in common. I'm going to, first of all, sort these together. Watch to see whether both lists share policy development, perhaps, or budgeting and resource allocation. Okay, so they share crisis management, leadership versus leadership and collaboration. That's a share. And they share security, but it's 2 different aspects of security: program management and technology. So right off the bat, you can see that going with what you're best at, or perhaps in some cases, guessing what you think is supposed to be in your skills list. A third thing I've seen is turning to the internet and looking for an article that says, these are the skills that every security executive or every organizational executive needs to have in their resume in 2025. Any of those methods would return a similar result. I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to pretend this is the list of skills in a job posting that has been programmed into the applicant tracking system. The reason why this is important is because when a job is posted online, HR receives a list of hard and soft skills from the hiring manager. Those wind up programmed into the applicant tracking system, and HR uses these skills, for lack of a better description, as search terms. The search results, if you will, are the resumes that have the strongest correlation to this list. I think you've already gotten an idea that the original list does not correlate at all well with what ChatGPT identified as the core list. I'll give you two skills lists. First is required skills, job posting. The second is from client resume. Please calculate percentage of the population. Do it just with the skills, and they'll do it with the resume. 15%. This is what is happening if you are struggling to get interviews. You've been really, really scrupulous to try to get the hard and soft skills into your resume in the experience section in the header, but you've left your skills section wide open, and it's what you think you do best. Again, my interview magnet fixes this. I'm demonstrating the first tool, the key skills builder. Going back to the percentage here of correlation, you see 13%. What I've observed continuously, and understand I've been working on this theory for a few years, is that the applicant tracking system perhaps gives more weight to the key skills list, not all of the words you've placed so carefully in the resume's body, but the skills list. And the reason why I think this hypothesis is correct is because, again, as soon as the client's skills list is corrected to what the skills builder tool says are supposed to be baked into the types of jobs the person is looking for, the person starts getting interviews. You'll see here in this analysis, supposedly, the client's resume as is, with its original skills list, was able to score supposedly a 93% correlation. Yet every time he applies to a job, he gets that email that says, "Thank you for your interest. We're going to go with a better suited candidate," right? Same emails you get. So because this is supposedly a 93% correlation, but it's getting rejected every time, tells me that the skills section does indeed carry more weight than everything in the resume. Again, once this skills section is fixed and the resume is tailored to jobs, my clients start getting interviews, and you will too. Okay, so wrap up. I have shown you how to reverse engineer 3 job postings using ChatGPT to understand which hard and soft skills are baked into those postings, and therefore are the most likely to be the hard and soft skills on a master level that an applicant tracking system would be looking for. I used my key skills builder tool, which I invented, and which is part of my interview magnet bundle. My next step is going to be to update the current resume that I showed you with the new skills list, and then tailor it to a specific posting. I look forward to showing that to you. Bye now.